Yeah, gonna talk to you today about home time. Yeah. Damn, man. What's going on, YouTube? I'm going to talk to you today about home time and how to make sure you have it. Alright, check it out. Try to keep this short and sweet. Most companies will do this thing where you go out 2 weeks and come home 2 days. Now, if you're on a dedicated account or a regional account where you're running the same freight to the same places every day, you probably don't have a problem with getting home on time when you want to be home. It's the over-the-road guys like myself that have issues with getting home when we want to be home and how we want to be home and yada yada yada. Rule of thumb is for 1 week out you get 1 day off. No problem. Now these guys that are doing this 2 weeks out and getting these 2 days off, which is just enough time to do your reset basically, it's a tough gig, man. It's a tough gig to guarantee that you're going to be home every Friday, every other Friday for the weekend. Just honked my horn. And it's just hard to guarantee that. Matter of fact, there is no guarantee on that. And that's the thing that sucks. This is what I would recommend you do if you're going to do the 2 weeks out and 2 days home thing, because I don't do it, okay? And this is why. I've said it before. You know, when you're doing your 2 weeks out and 2 days home thing, by the time you get home and you start to unwind, you know, by the time you unwind and start to relax, you got to get back in the truck again for another 2 weeks. And it's just like, oh, it's just too much. So what I do is I like to rack up at least 3 to 4 weeks out, make some good money, you know, because you're racking in some good miles. And then you come home for 3 or 4 days, depending on how long you stayed out. And now you got some good home time racked up. Some quality time, you know. Because 2 days, yeah, it's better than, you know, nothing, obviously. And it's you know, but it's just not enough for me. Okay? But for the guys that need to be home for 2 weeks, you know, for whatever reasons that they need to be home, whether it's for kids or, you know, whatever it is, then here's how you make it work, okay? First thing is this. Remember, it's not guaranteed. This is the trucking industry, and the trucking industry sucks. I've said it before. This is a freaking hard gig that we're doing here, okay? It's not easy. I'd rather be in the military sometimes, I tell you, but I love driving this truck, so. And I do hate being away from the family, but there's sacrifices that need to be made for success, so you got to do what you got to do in order to get to the places you want to be in life. So if you want to make sure that you are home every 2 weeks when you want to be home, first thing is this. You got to make sure you and your dispatcher are on the same page. Okay? You got to make sure the lines of communication are open between you and your DM, or else the shit ain't going to work. Okay? You're never going to get home when you want to be home. Okay? You're going to end up getting home on Saturday. You're going to get home on Sunday sometimes, and then, you know, you'll end up getting home on a freaking Thursday, and, you know, just throw everything all out of whack. Because I know how it is. The kids are in school during the week. You want to make sure you're home on the weekend so you can spend some time with them. Alright, so look. Make sure you got the communication lines open. That's step number 1. Step number 2. If you're an over-the-road guy that's going out there on the road and you're not staying regional, if you're getting that first load out of the house that's going clear across the freaking country, when you're done with that load, it's going to take you, you know, a couple days, depending on where you're going, how you're going, whatever. But if you're not heading home by the end of your first week out, if you're not heading back towards home by the end of your first week out, you're screwing yourself over. Okay? You need to be heading back towards the region where you live in the end of your first week out. Okay? That way, because if you're too far out, you're not going to make it back. And to find a load that's gonna bring you from all the way there to all the way back to home, it's probably not gonna happen. So you need to find a way back by the end of the first week, okay? And then once you get back, you stay in that area. Don't go back out and do some crazy long run, 3 or 4 days before you're supposed to be home, because you ain't gonna make it. Guarantee you ain't gonna make it. Shit never goes right. Here we are today. For instance, I'm coming off my home time. I got to the terminal at 10 o'clock in the morning. I had to wait for an empty trailer to be found. I had to go find it, pick it up, bring it to my shipper. Got to the shipper, got my load, and now the trailer that I picked up, my loaded trailer, the tires on it are completely jacked up. So now I'm back here at the yard, waiting to get into the inspection bay to get these trailer tires taken care of. So things like that happen all the time. And that could happen to you on the way home. You could be on your way home and something could go wrong. So just make sure that you're in the area of home when it's getting close to being your home time, okay? Those are the two major things that are going to help you out for your home time, okay? Communication with your dispatcher, and make sure you're heading back home by the end of that first week, What else can I tell you? Let's see here. Be flexible. Be flexible. If you're not flexible out here in this trucking game, quit. Quit now. Do us all a favor and quit. Because you're not going to last anyway. If you're not flexible and open-minded to the fact that you're not going to get home on time, you're never going to get home. You got to be prepared not to be home on time every single time you come out of the house, okay? Because sometimes loads are late, sometimes loads aren't ready, sometimes trailers are messed up. You have to be prepared for everything and anything that could happen. Accidents, traffic jams, tornadoes, Godzilla coming into town. What the hell? Be prepared for anything, okay? It's tough when you try to do that 2 weeks out and 2 days home thing, especially if you're going to go far out on the road. You got to, look, like I said, communication and a little common sense goes a long way, people, okay? There's a lot of drivers out there that I see from various companies pissing and moaning. Oh my God, I didn't get home on time. I'm quitting. Look, if you don't, like I said, the first thing is first. If you don't have a good understanding and communication level with your dispatcher, get another one. If they won't let you get another one, quit. Because, and I don't, people are going to say, well, why do you say that? Quit, just quit. Look, because it's not going to work. You're not going to make any money. You're not going to enjoy your job if you and your dispatcher don't get along. It's as simple as that. And that's the truth. If you and your dispatcher are not clicking and you're not working together as a team, get another one. Demand another one. It's just like when you get a bad trainer. Same thing. Get another trainer. Get another dispatcher. Because the quality of life comes into play in that aspect, okay? If you've got a good dispatcher and you guys are good on the communications and there's a little common sense come into play, I think you're going to do just fine with 2 weeks out, 2 days home thing. I really believe that's going to be a good thing. But like I said, you have to be flexible and prepared for all types of stuff to go wrong. If you've got those couple of things down in your head and you're good to go, and you can handle all of that situation, you're going to be just fine. Guaranteed. You're going to be fine. But if not, forget it. It's a wrap. You're going to have loads that are going to take you all over the place. You're never going to get home on time. Things are going to go wrong, and you're going to have a horrible experience out here on the road. Okay? If you're doing dedicated, regional, where you're in the same area all the time, and your miles are consecutive, you're going to do just fine. But if you're an OTR driver that does 2 weeks out and 2 days home, and you're going all over the place, it's going to be tough. Also, if you live in a tough area for freight, like South Florida, way up north, Michigan, Washington, Oregon, stuff like that, places where freight is hard to come by, where, like, for instance, in Florida, there's plenty of freight going into Florida, but there's never freaking freight coming out of it, okay? So, you got to think about things like that, too, you know? Hey, I live down here in Florida, you know, how the hell am I going to get home, you know? Or how the hell am I going to get a load out of here, or whatever, vice versa. Be prepared. Be flexible. If you guys could do that, and you could learn, you know, how to work around all that BS that this trucking industry gives you, you'll be just fine. And it doesn't matter what company you're at. Trucking is trucking. I don't care where you're at, whether you're at freaking Knight, or you're at Werner, or you're at Prime, or you're at wherever. Find a good dispatcher and get out there and make some money, okay? Don't tell the wife, I'm going to be home on Friday, because you don't know if you're going to be home Friday or not for sure. You could be on the way home. You could have a load. Hey, your load, drop your load off in the yard, bobtail home, whatever it is, boom. Freaking accident, traffic, whatever. It could screw everything all up. Be flexible, people. Be patient. Okay? I've rambled on long enough. We're going to go work on this video and a couple other ones, because I'm stuck here at the terminal now because of these damn tires. Some bad tires. What, Joey? Yeah. Thanks for watching.